Hola Bandidos, ¿cómo estamos? Welcome to Mel's Magic. I'm Magic Mel and this is my spirit guide, Owl. We have the super full moon in Capricorn today, so I wanted to definitely pull a few cards on this auspicious day. I'm using the Moonology deck for this. So I already cleared the space. I'm asking for a card of advice and guidance in this full moon in Capricorn, addressing specifically Haniel, the archangel related to the moon. May you guide us for our highest good and the highest good of everyone here watching. Thank you so much. Let's see what comes out. Super hot here, guys. I'm trying to move slow. It's like mid-July in Spain is brutal. The Spanish have, it all makes sense, you know, siesta time and the thick walls in the houses to keep the heat out. It all makes sense. Okay, one more. Let's see. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. Let's see what the booklet says here. I guess we always need to adjust to things, no? Because things are not static in life. So sometimes especially if we're trying to juggle so many things, sometimes we focus on one area of our lives and forget that there's all these other areas that need to be tended to, no? It's a constant balancing act. But let's look at it more closely. Third quarter moon. One second. Here you go. Third quarter moon. Think of yourself as a vessel that has been filled more and more over the past few weeks. Some of what has come your way may have been wonderful, but there's also a lot of negativity and you need to let go of this. Whatever situation you're asking about now, be honest about whether there are toxic emotions involved which you need to release into the ethers. Perfect time, full moon release ritual. This card also comes with a promise that not all is lost. However, there are changes or adjustments required before you will get to where you want to be. A change, of course, is forecast now that recent events have been understood and acted upon. There may also be a crisis now which will remind you what you want and what it's time to let go of, so pay attention. Attune to the moon. I am reevaluating the situation. Additional meanings for the card. Your life may be out of balance and this may be causing your issues. It may be time to hatch a whole new plan. Something new and exciting is around the corner. I love that. Trust may be required to move this situation forwards. Always. The teaching. At the time of the third quarter moon, we know where we have been, but where are we going? The moon is now a half moon and slipping away from us as she catches less and less light, moving towards her full disappearance at new moon. It's a time of falling away and a time to reevaluate. No matter when you draw this card, the teaching is to release and trust. I mean, honestly, this is a constant process. And releasing emotions is really not easy. I've come to experience that one gets addicted to certain emotional states, no? And one actually recreates external situations to reinforce that trigger the same emotional backlash, the same emotional swamping. Oh gosh, guys, I'm a bit muddled today. Maybe it's the full moon. But it actually takes a conscious effort to say, hey, this is not serving me anymore. I'm going to let this go. And in my experience, it actually involves fear. Like I was afraid to let go of something before because I was scared of by what it would be replaced. Because when we release something, there's a void, no? And it involves uncertainty. And sometimes we're scared to let it go because we just don't know what will fill that void, if you know what I mean. So the answer is always trust. You know, Magic Mel's mantra is Tiwala, magic, faith. Tiwala is a Filipino word. I'm half Filipina. And Tiwala means trust. And that's probably one of the main things I struggled with all of my life up to 2 years ago when I had a huge breakdown. I just didn't trust myself. I didn't trust myself because I didn't understand my feelings. I mean, it stemmed from childhood trauma. So I never really understood my feelings. I didn't trust my feelings. I felt always very insecure and outsourced my confidence from others. I struggled to make decisions. It had a real toll on my life, believe it or not. So although I was a high achiever externally, inside I was a complete wreck, because this insecurity that festers within you, it's toxic. It eats at you. It eats at your sense of self, your self-esteem. Basically, there's no core to hold you up without trust in yourself. So yeah, I mean, to gain trust, that's a whole huge topic. But what I did was, part of the process was to obviously go back in time and understand what happened and then how I reacted. So to really get to know myself, I needed to deconstruct my entire past or my entire identity. And I also had to ask myself why it was that I didn't trust. Basically, the important question was, why don't you trust yourself, Melanie? And in its essence, it boiled down to a core belief I had, which was that I wasn't enough, that something was wrong with me, inherently wrong with me. And from that core belief, it poisoned everything. It basically drove me to perfectionism, to always try to prove my worth to others, to feel hyper vigilant and anxious around people because I always thought, oh, what are they thinking about me? I was trying to actually manipulate others, manipulate the perception others had of me, because I was so insecure. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't trust myself. So to regain that trust, I had to really look at this core rotten belief and then ask why. You know, why did this happen? Where did this belief come from? And once I understood that it had to do with my upbringing and my environment, then I could separate myself from that rotten belief that was not working for me, and then be curious and start to really feel things, and also inquire, well, what does this feeling mean? I started to learn about my emotions, what emotions mean, what I was even feeling. I was so emotionally illiterate. I didn't know how to name emotions or feelings. I didn't actually know the difference between emotions and feelings, which is a whole other episode. But I slowly began to tune in and listen, and with curiosity uncover. It's like a little thread. So there's a feeling or an emotion and you follow it down. Or where does this come from? What kind of thought, what kind of belief sustains or creates that feeling, that emotion? Because basically it's our body reacting to a certain thought we're having. So it was this huge process of self-discovery, which was worth it. But it took effort. It took effort, patience, and a lot of self-compassion and willpower, and actually trust in the higher power to guide me through this process, back to my intuition, back to my center, back to my heart space. So it's easy to say, oh, just trust and release things, but what it actually entails is, I'd say, monumental. No? So at the core of it, though, really, you have to believe, I think it was Einstein who said it, you either believe that the universe is a benign place or a welcoming place, or you don't. You either believe that everything around us is a miracle, or you don't. We have a choice here. And once you make the choice that, hey, maybe there is something out there that's actually looking out for me, maybe I am being supported by life and by the universe, it changes everything. You start to let go, you start to surrender more, you start to relax more, you start to trust more. Trust that life really has your back and that perhaps everything, which of course it did, happened for a reason, and not only a random reason, but for your highest good. They were essential lessons through which you were actually discovering yourself, what worked, what didn't work. So trust, without trust, there is no magic. There is no magic. And in any case, maybe ask yourself, well, in what ways am I not trusting enough? In what ways, or why am I not trusting myself? Why am I not trusting life? Those are big questions, but they're worth asking and then answering for yourself. And then the process of letting go of your emotions, recognizing first off that some are toxic and don't serve us, and then releasing them. That's a whole ritual also. So go out and find the tools that serve you. It's a kind of psychosomatic work. No, we have to go into our body to release the emotions. We actually have to feel, accept, and allow the emotion to be there first before we can release it. My tendency before was to repress my emotions, and I shoved them down further and further down until, which obviously caused a huge depression, hence repressed depression, and made me very ill. So that's not the way to go about things. So yeah, have compassion with yourself in this process, but do use this portal of the full moon, which is always it's a great moment to go through that process of releasing, reflecting and releasing, with a little ritual. You can look them up on internet. There's so many ways, beautiful ways of connecting with the moon, and make it personal and intimate. It's really not about anyone else. It's about you. You are the most important person. You carry the universe within you. So know thyself. Know thyself. Vale. So that was that. And let's pull maybe one oracle card from the wisdom of the oracle. Okay? Dear angels, guides, ancestors, please give us one card for guidance for me and for anyone who's watching here, because we're all connected. Thank you so much. As you know, this is one of my favorite oracle decks. That was fast. Listo? Wow. Guys, now take a moment. Look at the colors behind me and in this card, the purple and the browns all reflected. Loyal heart. Wow, what a beautiful card, just even without looking at the booklet yet. 35. 3 plus 5 is 8. It's the number of the self. So here we have 2 owls with even hearts imprinted on their feathers, and hearts flying off them. Underneath a fiesta, I don't even know what you call this. Well, wreath? No, not wreath. Decoration. And there's actually 2 keys. Look closely. 2 keys hanging on there. It's as if they're also wearing a crown, both of these owls. It looks like, well, always obviously a soulmate couple, King and Queen of Hearts, who have the key to each other's heart. And they're actually on top of an egg, a house egg house, with a window in the shape of a heart. What a beautiful card. So just the energy I get off here is love. And having found each other, it feels like home to me also, with this egg and the window. The egg also being a sign of creativity and creation, no? What a beautiful card. So let's look at the booklet, 35. All right. 35. Fidelity, essential meanings: fidelity, loyalty, devotion. I love the word devotion. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit to them fully. There's a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust trust, and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected and divinely directed. That's precisely what we're talking about now. You have to trust that you're being guided, that the universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it, loves you. Actually, our essence is the vibration, is the frequency of love. That's our home. That's our essence. Relationship message. Your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. Prosperity message. Your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in the world of conditions, where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. Success is finally taking shape. If you're loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time for a joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. Wow, guys. Oh, I feel super serene with this card. Something beautiful is, you're in a beautiful energy right now. Peaceful, abundant, and loving, that can only manifest peaceful and loving reflections in the 3D world back at you. Remember, we are the creators of our reality, so whatever you are will be reflected in the outside world. So maybe a soulmate is coming back to you. July, it's the season of love. Maybe with this full moon, if you've been apart from somebody you love, maybe you can also talk with Haniel, the archangel of the moon, and talk to her and share your dreams and your longings and your wishes with her. And if there's someone you're missing, tell her, and she will for sure guide your soulmate back to you. Bah? So I want to keep this reading episode simple. This is actually episode 13 of season 4 of Mel's Magic. I'm very happy to have you here with me. And if you like my video, please hit the like button. It helps my channel grow. And subscribe if you feel like it, and share with friends and family. And wow, I feel so zen that my mind's not really working today. And do check out the other episodes I have posted. Really, the messages in there are timeless, and something might resonate for you, something might bring you clarity. Vale? So I'll leave you with this. Remember to connect with the moon tonight. It's apparently the biggest full moon of the year. It's a super full moon. So if you're able to go out there in nature, we're lucky. Even last night, the moon was huge, and I get mesmerized by her. So do go out and connect with Haniel, do a release ritual, and trust, ask for guidance and trust. Everything will be great, and everything always works out for our greatest good. Vale? So with this, sending infinite love and infinite gratitude, I wish you all the best, and I'll see you soon for the next episode. Va? Venga, ciao.